Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. Today, we're going to be talking about why the Houston Rockets center Alperen Sengun will be a breakout star this season for the Houston Rockets. The 21-year-old 6'11 center who averaged 15 points per game with 4 assists per game and 9 rebounds per game last year on 33% three-point shooting, although he only took 57 three-pointers. Alperen Sengun, entering his third season, should be a potential breakout star. And I'm going to talk about why. Sengun, who has kind of progressed each season, his rookie year, he was okay, but he was kind of like, he didn't start that much. Christian Wood was usually starting at the center. Well, originally, Daniel Theis was the starting center for the Rockets, and then Christian Wood was the starting power forward. Then, eventually, once Daniel Theis got traded back to Boston, which, funny enough, the Rockets traded Daniel Theis back to his old team, Christian Wood started playing more at the starting center, and Sengun was still wasn't starting anymore. But once you saw Christian Wood get traded to the Dallas Mavericks, Alperen Sengun, it was his time to shine. And there was only 2 games last year, and it was the first 2 games of the season that Alperen Sengun did not start. So he played every game he played. He started besides the first 2 games of the season. The Rockets went with Bruno Fernando for the first 2 games as their starting center, but then Sengun played so good in the first 2 games off the bench that they were like, okay. Well, not only was Sengun playing so good, but I do believe Bruno Fernando did get hurt for the Houston Rockets. But Sengun should be a breakout star for the Houston Rockets. And I'm going to talk about multiple reasons why I think he will be, but here's one reason. I think it's Ime Udoka coming into this Houston Rockets team as the new head coach. I wish the best for Stephen Silas. I do believe he's in Detroit now. Yeah, he joined Monty Williams' coaching staff. I wish the best for him. I think eventually, I don't know when, maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe who knows, maybe even not. I don't think it's 1 year, but 2 to 3 years, maybe 4 years. I think Stephen Silas will get another head coaching job. He's young, and he's a good coach. I just don't think Houston, with this rebuild and this young team, was the right team for him. I believe that Stephen Silas is meant to coach a good team, not a bad team. And I know the Rockets are going to be good now. They're not going to be great, but they're going to be better than they were last year. And maybe I think Stephen Silas would be better coaching this team necessarily to the team that he coached last year, just in my opinion. But I think it was best for the Rockets to move on from Stephen Silas, and I think they got a great head coach in Ime Udoka, and it's going to be a great thing. But Ime Udoka has said he's building this offense around Alperen Sengun, and that's something Stephen Silas really didn't do last season. I never want to put narrative into people's minds or talk about something that might not be true, but sometimes it felt like Stephen Silas wasn't really using Alperen Sengun right, and I think that's something that Ime Udoka coming into this Houston Rockets team is going to do, and that's going to use Alperen Sengun right in this offense. I know Fred VanVleet is the starting point guard, and you're going to see Jalen Green have the ball a lot in his hands, but I think Alperen Sengun is going to be running this offense. He's going to be the Nikola Jokic of the Houston Rockets. And honestly, as of a point guard center duo with Alperen Sengun and Fred VanVleet, I'm going to go ahead and say this, and it's not just because Alperen Sengun gets compared to Nikola Jokic a lot, but I think the point guard center duo of Fred VanVleet and Alperen Sengun will be a lot like Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. It reminds me a lot like the two. You got Fred VanVleet. I think him and Jamal Murray have similar games. Fred VanVleet's a better defender, but 2 very good 3-point shooters, 2 very good point guards, two all-stars in the past. I do believe Jamal Murray has been an all-star before, and then Sengun and Jokic are 2 very similar players. Now I know Jokic is a better player, of course. He's 2-time MVP, one-time Finals MVP, NBA champion recently, but Sengun is way younger. I think, I'm not going to say Sengun has the potential to be as good as Jokic is right now, but I think he has potential to be near the talent that Jokic has. I don't think anybody's going to ever be as good as basketball player as Nikola Jokic is, but I just feel that Nikola Jokic is, I just see Alperen Sengun as baby Jokic, and it's the way he plays on offense, the way he plays in the paint, defensively as well. And I think he's gonna, as he starts to mature and starts to get older, I think you're gonna start to see his game become a lot like Nikola Jokic. And something is that I want that Alperen Sengun to work on, and it's something I believe he did work on throughout the offseason, is his 3-point shooting. Now, Steven Silas, when he was the head coach, didn't really, Alperen Sengun did not shoot a lot of threes. He only took 57 threes this season and took 19. Now, I know that doesn't look good, but that's 33%. If he worked on his 3-point shot just a little and he starts taking more threes, I think if he works on his defense and his 3-point shooting, I think you got a really good basketball here, a really good basketball player here, and he's going to be more involved in this offense. He's going to run this offense more, and I think both him and Fred VanVleet are going to run this offense. They're both going to be the floor generals on the offense when it comes to when the Rockets have the ball, and he's going to be a stud. He's really going to be a stud. I think you're going to see a huge growth from Alperen Sengun going into his third season. And now I'm going to go over a stat line prediction, what I think Alperen Sengun will average this year. So just because of how much scoring this team has, I don't have Alperen Sengun, I don't have him scoring that. I don't have his points per game going up that much, just a tiny bit. Last year, he averaged 14.8 points per game. I have Sengun averaging 17 points per game this year. At rebounds per game, I have Sengun last year. He averaged 9 rebounds per game. I have him averaging 10.5 rebounds per game this year. So that's going up 1.5. Now, I think the assists is something that are going to go up a lot when it comes to Alperen Sengun. He averaged 4 assists per game last year for the Houston Rockets. I'm going to go ahead and say he averages 7 assists per game for the Houston Rockets this year. So I have him averaging 16.5 with 16.5, 10.5, and 7. And then 3-point percentage, I have him not only his 3-point percentage going up, but him taking more 3-pointers. I think he starts to shoot more and better from the arc, and I think he shoots around 35. I'm gonna go 34 to 36% from 3. And field goal percentage, last year he shot 55%. It probably will be around the same, if not just a little bit more. But he's gonna be great for the Rockets, I think. And I'm hoping that his defense gets better. That's something that he really struggled in last year. But he's young. He's 21 years old. He just turned 21 in July. So, last season for the Rockets, he was 20 years old. So, I think he's going to have a really good season this year for the Rockets. He's going to be, if not, I don't think he's going to be the best player. I really do believe that Fred VanVleet will probably be the best player on this Houston Rockets team. But I think right next to him will be Alperen Sengun. Jalen Green is great. Jabari Smith Jr. are great. But I think as of right now, Sengun and Fred VanVleet are our 2 best players. But that's just my opinion. Everybody else has their own opinion. Use them on your thoughts on Alperen Sengun. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And peace out. Go Rockets.